In case you don't remember 11 and 12? Okay, awesome. So just in case you don't remember, we're going to rewrite those. So 11 was, hey, there's my index card. All right, you need your index card, guys. Y'all are on my nerves with this whining and sighing and yawning.
I'm sorry. It's not you.
That's what they always say. Alright, so the cubed root of 16. It's the cubed root. Are we going to use perfect squares or perfect cubes?
Perfect cube.
Perfect cube. So what is the biggest perfect cube? It's 8. Alright, what's the cubed root of 8? 2. So that becomes 2 cubed root 2. Please make sure you have that as your answer in your little square. Did anybody get it right? Did anybody's whole table get it right? Okay. We're so close. Your test is Wednesday, so make sure you have it written down in your square. Are we ready? Are we super excited? Can we get super excited? Can we get medium excited? Oh my gosh. Alright, well, no fun zombie activities for you guys this week. Ruining my soul. Alright, what is the biggest perfect square that goes into, alright, 8 times what? Okay, what's the cubed root of 8?
2.
So it's 2 cubed root 5. Look at us go. That's all you do. Did anybody's whole table get that one right? If your whole table got it right, take a point. Did you even do your homework? All right. Great job. I saw you walking by during 0 period.
What?
I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying. I don't think you're...
I know. I forgot we had this period. But I didn't even know.
That this class period existed? The homework. Okay. Alright, number 13. Sweet baby Jesus. Is the cubed root of 135.
27.
27 times what?
5.
Give your team a point.
Ooh, that's me.
I know. I meant you too. Alright, what's the cubed root of 27? When you take the cubed root, go back to the counting number. So it's 3. So it's 3 cubed root 5. Did anybody's whole table get that right for homework?
Oh, this makes sense.
It's crazy. Yes. We can go over today, Tater Tots. Don't forget that.
5.
And then I guess you need to get it together back there. Tell your team to step it up. Alright, 14. Remind me at the end of the class period to tell you all about something about tomorrow. Don't let me forget.
Just tell us now.
Alright, cubed root of 243.
27.
27 times what?
9.
Okay. Alright, what's the cubed root of 27? Now, why do we not take the cubed root of 9?
Because it was multiplied. Because it's grounded.
It's grounded. It's by itself, right? And that can only be broken up into 2, so it stays in the house. Yay! Did anybody's whole table get it right for homework?
Yeah.
That's not your whole table.
But she wasn't here.
She could have watched the video and picked it up for homework.
Dang.
You know she would do that.
Sorry, Tater.
Take away off point.
Did you do your homework?
Okay, then.
I did.
You texted me last night.
You're like, you have the homework?
Oh, do you have the homework? Not can you help me with the homework? You were trying to cheat and get the answers.
No, it wasn't.
That's fine. I'll give you all zeros. See who wins that one.
Somebody posted on Instagram.
What?
Was it you?
No.
We weren't snitching.
I actually don't. I thought of a post, but I don't know who the account is.
About what?
I wouldn't trust it, but we're gonna let that go.
I mean, it had the like iChart.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all still didn't do that one.
I did.
I did it.
I did.
All right,
How about you leave me alone?
cry.
When you
I
were
wish I could
here.
take you to the office.
All right, what's the biggest perfect square that goes into 320?
64.
64 times?
5.
Look at us go. What's the cube root of 64? So it's 4 cubed root 5.
Whatever you want, 15.
Yeah, see how it has a 15 right there and it's circled? I've zoomed in this.
Just to be quiet.
Which Asbury friend?
If there's one in my bottom right hand drawer.
Is there a black person
Bottom right hand drawer.
Yes. Alright, 16 is the cubed root of 375. Is it in there? Alright, then you can use this one, and I'll use my phone. That means the other one is gone again. Nope, there's another one. There's 3. And they all have tape and my name on them.
You want mine? I never
You have one of mine? Okay, it's not gone. Awesome.
Yeah.
Was that one out, or did you get it off my desk?
You don't do that.
Will you ask me next time? Just so I don't think that we have thieves.
Just say
We can do those.
Oh, dude.
Because remember I had like 5 at the beginning of the year?
Gosh.
Miss Miranda had like 20.
no.
I know, you still have hers. Alright, 375. What's the biggest perfect square that goes into 375?
125.
125 times what?
3.
3.
Take a point.
That's
Yes.
Not you. Alright, what's the cubed root of 125?
5.
Take a point. And 3 stays under the house.
Is that much? For real this time?
Yes, that's you for real this time. Alright, any questions on the front? Is it making a little more sense on how to do this?
This one.
Are we sure?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same thing we did before. You just have to remember when to use what. So if it doesn't have a 3 in the index, you use cubes or squares.
The other one.
Oh, so
Use squares, yeah.
I got it. Alright, so
Okay. Alright. 17 was 96, so...
so if there's a 3, like where you use cube.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, so what's the biggest perfect cube that goes into 96?
8.
8 times what?
12.
Okay, and what's the cubed root of 8?
2.
So it's 2 cubed root 12. Did anybody's whole table get that right for homework?
Yeah.
Alright, if your whole table got it right, take a point. You're lying. You did Oh, children.
So the real
I'm
answer
just not a good liar.
Cubed root 12.
That's a good thing, though.
The real answer as opposed to the fake answer? Alternative facts? Is that what we're going with? Please don't let me get started. There. Okay. Yes, Miss Asbury, what?
Oh, wait, so, like, 12 would go in.
The 12 stays under the house because he's by himself. Because you can take the cubed root of 8, you can't take the cubed root of 12 because it's not a perfect cube. Alright, 18 was the cubed root of 864. What did we get for that?
216 times 4.
Alright, and that would give you 6 cubed root 4. If your whole table got it right, give your team a point.
Uh-huh. You know about that, right, dude?
You were in here during 0 period. You were in here during 0
That's
period.
kind of creepy.
You were in here during
I wasn't
0
here in
period.
0 period. I would not understand what's happening at all if I wasn't in 0 period.
That's the
See, I'd be like,
You didn't come to 0 period. Alright, what's the biggest perfect cube that goes into 448? What?
6.
64 times what?
7.
Take a point. And what's the cubed root of 64?
4.
So it's 4 cubed root 7. Alright, 20 says the cubed root of 686. And the biggest perfect square that goes into that is 343
Yes.
times 2. And that gives you 7 cubed root 2.
Y'all get that?
If your whole table got it right, give your team a point.
I kind of I got it right. I have a
I
table
think
right
if I
here.
get that's how it works. That's how it works.
I don't know where that tape came from. I don't know where that tape came from. Alright, are we ready for the next part of today's lesson?
Yes, ma'am.
Are we sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add variables in there. It is very, very, very easy, so don't freak out. So, on the back, we're looking at number 21. Alright, so first, does this say square root or cube root? Square root, because there's no index, so that's a square root. So that means we're going to use our perfect squares. Now, what do you think is the biggest perfect square that goes into 180? Alright, so let's do 180 divided by 64. Tell me what you get. 180 divided by 64. So that's not a whole number, right? Okay, so let's choose a different number. Instead of 64, what could we use? Alright, 180 divided by 49 gave me 3.67. Alright, 180 divided by 36 gives me 5. So we're going to use 36 and 5.
I said
Good.
I don't even have to use my calculator. I'm just like 36.
Look at you go.
Wait. I only have 27.
That's a cube, baby. We're doing perfect squares.
I know. Like. Mine is 27.
No, sweetie. These are the counting numbers,
Oh,
okay?
I got it.
And then this one is the
I
squares.
don't know what I was thinking.
You were thinking you're counting numbers. Alright, now, what is the square root of 36?
6.
Okay, now, this is a 2, right? This is a 3. How many times does 2 go into 3? With how many left over? I know. That's it. That's all you do, though. Okay, so I'm going to write it bigger on a separate sheet of paper. Alright, so 21. We have the square root of 180x cubed. Okay? So we broke this guy down into 36 and 5. And that gave us 6. And then in the house is 5. Now, how many x's do we have right here? We have 1, 2, 3. And we need how many of the same number? We need 2 of the same number because our index is 2. So we have 2. Now remember, it's just like when we take the square root of a perfect square. We would have 2 6's right here, right? And we take the square root and we have 1. We have 2 x's, so we take 1. This is the guy that's grounded, so he stays in the house.
Oh, wait, so 6.
We're going to do another one. That's okay. But all we did was 2 goes into 3 once with 1 left over. That's it. Alright, 22. Are we ready for 22? 22 says 108A. Alright, so first let's break down 108. What is the biggest perfect square? You think that's the biggest?
Good job, sir.
That's okay. We need the biggest perfect square that goes into it. 27 is not a perfect square.
Hey, why is that
36.
What'd you get? 3? Awesome. Take a point. Alright, so 36 and 3. Now what's the square root of 36? Alright. Now how many A's do we have under here? So he stays in the house because he's grounded. So 3A. What if we had 2 A's right here? What would we do? Bring one to the outside. That's it. That's all you do. It's magic. Or do you want to do the next one together?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's do the next one together. 225 x to the 5th y cubed. So 23 225 x to the 5th y cubed. Alright, now, is 225 a perfect square? Yes. So we just take the square root of it. The square root of 225 is 15, so that's where we got that from. Alright, now, what is our index? So how many times does 2 go into 5?
1, 2,
2 times with how many left over?
1,
Okay, so we're going to have an x left on the inside. How many times does 2 go into 3 with how many left over?
1.
Questions? Do you understand how we did that?
No actual number.
We divided. So 2 goes into 5. Alright, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? And we need pairs of 2, or sets of 2. How many sets of 2 do we have? 2. So we write x squared. How many is left over? 1. Alright, now with our y's, we have 1, 2, 3. How many? We need sets of what? How many sets of 2 do we have?
1.
With what left over? That's it.
Where do you get 15 from?
Pardon?
Wait, 15 was the 13.
Yes, the square root of 225 is 15. Alright, do y'all want to do one more together before you break off on your own?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, 24 is the square root of 175 m to the 9th into the 4th? Okay, thank you. Alright, what's the biggest perfect square that goes into 175? 25. 25 times what? Take a point. Alright, so what's the square root of 25? 5. Alright, now, we have 2. Right here's our index. How many times does 2 go into 9? 4 times with how many left over? Alright, how many times does 2 go into 4? And then we need 7m.
I thought the n went on the inside if it went into it. Okay, you said how many times does 2 go into n? Oh, 4. And you put 2. I thought
So
that
it goes outside. Because we have 2 sets. So it goes to the outside. You're just going to have to practice.
Wait, where does the 2 come from?
2 goes into 4 twice.
Oh.
And if you need to break it down like we did over here where you put your boxes around, do that on a separate sheet of paper. You can do that.
I was wondering how you like, I was like 2 up first and I was remember the other.
Do you want me to break it down with the numbers?
I got it now.
Does anybody? You want me to break it down like that? Okay. Alright, so our ends, we have 4 ends. 1, 2, 3, 4. And our index is 2, so we need sets of 2. How many sets of 2 do we have? 2. So that's where we got n squared from. With our m is in Mary, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, potatoes, 8, 9. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of those with 1 left over. So if you need to do it that way, do it that way. Now, I want you to now work on, in your group, 25 through 30. And you're going to finish before you leave me.
What do you need to talk about that's going on tomorrow?
Oh, yeah. There's 23. Thank you. 22? Now, before I answer your question, Justin, why did we not bring A to the outside? Because there's only one, there's not a pair. So that's why he stayed inside.
Oh, if they're not a pair, it's
Right, if there's not a pair, he stays inside.